Okay. It is Monday. It is an art day. Oh, did I not? I didn't. Okay. Alright, that's fine. Just grab our reference photo here. Alright, so first one to start off the day, we're going to try to do this. I don't know how well it's going to come out, but we're going to try. Right? We're trying. I'm not the greatest at oil painting, but we'll try to figure out something here. Alright. So let's see about getting our liquid white here. It is very liquidy. We're not going to be able to see it very well at first because it's white on a white surface. But we're going to put a little bit of that down. So we're kind of trying to paint in the Bob Ross wet on wet style here. But we're trying to do our own thing without following a Bob Ross tutorial. We'll see how that goes. These brushes are kind of shitty. They weren't that cheap. So I'm slightly annoyed. I have it fun tacked to the paper, but the paper's not laying flat. So it takes a little bit, and it's going to tap a little bit. And I'm trying to put this down somewhat sparingly because we don't need a whole bunch of it. Actually, I'm going to need to probably get some more paint thinner. I think we're still okay for now. So I'm using smaller brushes. It's really kind of difficult to do the whole beating the devil out of it kind of thing with that. So I'm going to leave that open for right now. Right, so I'm going to take just a little bit of a paper towel here. I don't have any liquid clear, so I was reacquiring my oil painting supplies on a budget, so I was like, well, we'll just go with liquid white. I didn't use the clear that much. So if you don't need much of this. If you think you might have too much, you can just take a little bit of a paper towel and kind of rub over the top of it. Okay. So I need to kind of figure out what I want to do for a background here. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We might just go with maybe just a blue background. Perhaps. kind of over the whole thing. Like that might be all right. So, I don't know. I guess I'll go with the phthalo blue. No, this is ultramarine blue. It's the lighter blue. It's not the Prussian blue. It's the other blue. Alright, so I'm just gonna do the whole thing on it because I just kind of want to focus on the leaf and the butterfly. So I don't want to go with like a green background, and I don't just want to leave it white either, so alright. So I'm just gonna kind of... It's actually kind of hard to do these X's that he likes to do so much when you are trying to do them small. That is not a natural motion for my hand to want to do. And we have followed many a Bob tutorial around here. That's for sure. $100%. Like, we don't need clouds in the background on this one. This one's gonna be fairly simple, kind of like the birdhouse that we did last week. Kind of. Kind of what I'm shooting for here. Untacked it down, I'm still getting paint all over me. Because of course we are. So I am painting on a wood slice 4 inches like we did last week. I've got a bunch of these still. And all I did was prime the one side with some gesso. Just to kind of keep the wood from being a little too thirsty on us. Just trying to even out some of this. Just a bit. That's probably okay. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and rinse my brush. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and dry that. I've just got a paper towel here. Okay. I don't think I need to pop out my blender guy. I don't think we really need that right now. Alright, so we need to make our leaves here. Think we'll grab some. You know what? I want to grab some cadmium yellow. Let's grab some cadmium yellow. A tiny bit of our blue that we used for the sky. That's a nice green. That's a fairly decent green. My palette's clear, so I don't want it to be too weird. Alright, we're gonna need a bit more yellow. And I'm gonna grab just a bit more of our blue. Might be a little too blue. Alright, let me see. Is this gonna... I might need to add a little bit of paint thinner to that. So I've got our big leaf here. This is gonna kind of mix with the blue that we've already got down here. So we're kind of just winging it while trying to remember some of the things that Bob has taught us. I am by no means an oil painting guru. We are just kind of playing around and seeing what we can come up with. Hope everybody's doing all right today. We are winding down 2024. Got a couple other leaves in here. Kinda sticking up here. Now, it's not going to be an exact copy of our reference photo. That's not what I'm going for. I'm just kind of using that as a composition, what's in here kind of deal. Kind of sort of scenario. That is pretty light. I might need to kind of give that a bit more of a pop of yellow. So we've also got another leaf kind of hanging out back in here. All right. So just gonna kind of come back over this a little bit more. Just want to clean these leaves up a bit. All right. So get this kind of worked in here. All right, so it's not too bad. Gonna rinse my brush here though. Now there is a little bit of veining on here. It is a little bit of a lighter green on part of the leaf. But then it's a darker green, slightly darker on the other one, so I'm not sure what I want to do with that. But Let me see here. I'm gonna grab a thinner brush. And I'm gonna get just a little bit of paint thinner. And I'm gonna pick up some Van Dyke Brown. And I'm gonna pick up just a little bit of that green. Like just a little bit. I can't hold that and paint at the same time. Alright, I'm gonna just kind of come in and just work on this edge here. Kind of wanting to drop just a little bit of a shadow in there. If possible. Kind of on our outer edges here. You all right?
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
Okay.
Just a minute day.
The way you said that.
I can't get my brain to work.
Well, there's days that are like that.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Do I need to do anything for you?
No.
Alright. So, Just gonna try to come back in here. Add a little bit of darkness under this. I am down to just having 3 colors left of tissue paper that I need to get split up. So that's something. Alright, I'm gonna rinse my brush there. I'm going to grab some titanium white. It doesn't fall off my brush here. And I'm going to mix a little bit of that same green into that. I think I'm going to try to get just a touch of yellow. Into that. Alright, I'm going to pick up like a paintbrush drop of paint thinner there. Not too much. I don't want to go too much on the paint thinner just yet. Alright, let's see if this is enough paint thinner. Kinda. Alright, let's see. There probably should be a few more there. Sorry, the cat distracted me. One of the cats. He was getting up to something and climbing onto the husband's desk, and I couldn't make out what he was doing. I might end up losing some of these lines as we go to put our butterfly in, but that's okay. Okay. So not the greatest leaf ever, but it's something. Like I said, I don't really know what the hell I'm doing with this. There was some other stuff that I kind of wanted to try and paint, but they were a little intricate. And I wanted to do those in either acrylic or gouache. I might end up doing those in gouache. And there's like some other little like farmy stuff that I was considering trying to paint, but again, I think I might do those in the acrylics. Alright, so I'm gonna rinse my brush there. Figured we would just go with like a simple guy today. So the outline of the sky is pretty much in black. So I'm gonna get some of our black paint. And we're gonna try to figure this guy out. So he's kind of like a heart shape, but not exactly. So he's got an unusually like long body here that we just painted horribly. So This body actually goes almost to the end of the leaf there, actually. So then this guy. How far out are we gonna go here? Kind of like really exaggerated. It's a little bit thinner in our photo, but that's okay, right? We all are gonna kind of translate things a little bit differently. And I have seen plenty of butterflies that are not symmetrical. They've taken some battle damage. I mean, a lot of people think of a butterfly and they're like, oh yeah, you know, super symmetrical and all. Not always the case. I mean, a lot of times, yeah, you'll see them where they look almost symmetrical. All right, I am excited to get back to our needle felting tomorrow. That will be all sorts of fun. I do need to paint the base and the frame tonight, just in case we actually get to the attaching portion of it tomorrow. I don't know if we will. I hope we do. Okay, so this guy has some yeah, I'm torn. Do I just want to paint the whole thing? I don't necessarily want to paint the whole thing black. It's not entirely black. It is really super windy today. So if our wind chimes are being a little obnoxious, I do apologize. Like, weirdly windy. Where's this gonna... So it's probably like not gonna be an exact representation of this image here, and that's okay. I am not going for a photo accurate butterfly. I am not that good at painting butterflies. But you know what? We could make our own butterfly. Doesn't have to be the exact one pictured. Just kind of using that as our reference image. And to my knowledge, I don't believe that Bob painted butterflies ever. If he did, then please correct me. He was more of rugged trees and all that jazz. So my butterfly kind of went off the side here. That's okay. Alright, that happens. I might have to end up thinning this down just a little bit, because it is blending with our blue here, and while that's okay to a degree, I kind of want to start leaving some black that is more black than gray. Although we might just be stuck with gray. It might just be the way of it. Although if we blend it in enough, we can probably get that to work to our advantage a bit there. Okay, I need like a yellowy cream color next. Wipe off my brush. Okay. So yellowy cream. And grab a bit of our titanium white. And some of our cad yellow, except that's a little more yellow than I was looking for. That's still a bit too yellow. Definitely went a little overboard. See if I can get this to behave a bit. It's a little bit lighter than the other one. But not by much. Alright, that's not so bad. That is way too thick, though. Alright, so I need to thin that down a little. Hopefully, we can thin it down enough to make this stick without blending too terribly badly. So we do have blue in the background. Alright, this might turn green. Or it will turn a weird light blue, which is not what I was going for. At all. Okay. Interesting. Not at all what I was going for. Alright. Let me grab a little bit of liquid white here. Oh my gosh, that wind. Hope our power stays on. Don't know where that piece of fuzz came from. I'm gonna clean off my brush a little bit in between. Yeah, that kind of looks like a grayish blue. I'm scared to see what the other side's gonna look like, actually. Since this side has some of the green in it. I mean, they kind of look similar, but not fully. Alright, so we've got those little guys. There's another kind of patch of that. Kind of like up into here. How far down does this go? Okay, so it's not gonna look like our intended photo at all at this point. Okay. A lot harder to do this as wet on wet. Okay. So I'm actually going to rinse that for just the moment. I'm going to grab a little bit more paint thinner and come back into my black. Just straight black. And fix that spot right there, at least try to. Alright. Just want to darken up my body here a little bit. If we're able to. Which may or may not work out. But we're certainly giving it a good try there. Alright. Gonna rinse that now. Okay, so I still need to make this orange color. So I guess we'll take some bright red. And I'm gonna take some Indian yellow. And then I'm gonna grab some cad yellow. Let's slowly orangefying. We're gonna need a little bit more yellow down if we have time to get to our other piece today. Like I kind of think we will, but we'll see. That was probably way too much white. For sure, way too much white. Alright. That's probably a good orange there. Okay. Let me clean up my brush here. Yeah, I know I should have used a palette knife, but I don't like using palette knives on these tiny things. I was doing a bigger piece, yeah. No argument. Alright, I'm gonna grab just a little bit of paint thinner. Don't know how orange this is gonna look. Time we get it dropped in here. Probably not very. That's a little orange. I'm wiping blah 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 blah. I am wiping my brush off. Every time I'm going back in to grab some fresh color. Got all tongue-tied there. Alright. This bottom section might need a bit more paint thinner. Paint was a little bit thicker down there. I have to redo my outline there. You know what? That's okay. Like I said, it's not going to be a direct copy. of this butterfly. I'm not that good. Alright, so let's work on getting this side worked in here. I'm wiping the brush off before I go back into the original color, just to try to keep the other colors it has picked up from completely contaminating it. Wasn't there some more? No. That was kind of it. My butterfly is very much not symmetrical here. Alright. Now, I do need to come back into my black here. Don't have any liquid black, or I could have probably used that. That is okay. Now, let's see here. My butterfly's definitely seen better days. For sure. more mixing than depositing. That's a little better. A little bit of liquid white would probably help, but that is going to give us more of a not quite desired result. So that just kind of like drug a line through there instead of leaving a line. It's very hard for me to see where these things need to go. Technically, this whole bottom section, I guess, is really supposed to be black. Okay, so this guy's got... Oh, that was way too thick. It's there now. Alright, and one more guy. Going that way on that side. And then kind of took one up to there. All right, let's go with circle there. Another guy there. At this point, I'm just kind of sort of winging it. All right, so let's see here. All right, and just gonna kind of take that guy across. I mean, does it look like the original butterfly? No. No, of course it doesn't. It's me. Why would it look anything like the original butterfly? But it doesn't have to. I think we get so hung up on trying to be identical to our reference sometimes. That we kind of forget to just go for it and try to have some fun. I need some more of our white mixture here. Come on, drip. Like our white yellowy mix here. Just picked up another little bit of the liquid white that I just want to kind of grab on there. I just wanted to splotch in along the bottom. Oh, phone call. Alright, sorry about that. Alright, I'm gonna rinse that just to kind of clean up my brush a little. And I need to come back into that color, but you know what? Oh, that was way too much. I got a little carried away there. Now I definitely have to clean off my brush. I dunked that sucker way too deep into that jar of paint there. Way too deep. Okay. So let's see if I can attempt to do this. Alright. So this kind of continues like up to here. We're gonna grab a bit more. And let's see, actually it kind of continues the whole way up. This is not going to be anywhere near what it should look like, but that's okay. Though I will say this other side here, kind of feels like it should probably go out a little bit further. Ah, where did you come from? Get out of there. All right. And I think I'm going to add a little bit more white detail. Just to kind of spruce them up a little bit. Because it's our butterfly. We can do what we want with them. We're not doing a realistic painting here. I don't know what we made, but it's something. It's definitely something. Alright. I still have some room on my palette, so I don't think I'll need to clean it. Actually still have a fair bit of room on here. So I think we'll be good to jump to the other one. Alright. Let's bid adieu to our scary looking butterfly. And we'll pull up the other image here in just a minute. Ah! I mean, I'm just dropping stuff. Okay. I had fun tacked it to the paper in hopes that it wouldn't shift around too much. This is just some old scrap paper that we ended up having, that we've had for years, that we didn't know what to do with. Alright, so you, my friend, I just put my finger in you. Great. Good job. Now how am I going to fix that? First of all, let's wipe off our fingers. Alright. See if I can take a dry brush here and just kind of clean up my fingerprint in there. Let's see, it shouldn't be too hard to fix here. Alright, give me that liney brush that we've been playing with the most here. Alright, let me get into our little vein color there. Hello, JR. Yes, it is just afternoon. JH. No, JR. JRH. There we go. I'm having a bad dyslexic day. I was right the first time. Hope you are doing well as I'm fixing my fuck up. Well, some of the fuck up. Can only fix so much of this. But we tried. You know, we're trying. Sorry I didn't see your message right away. I was trying to fix this. Alright, you are gonna sit back over there. You're doing okay. How about yourselves? We're alright. Another day. Very windy here today. Very windy. Alright, so let's work on resetting here. Sometimes the fun tack works. Sometimes it works too well. But we're alright. Another day, we're getting through. Are you doing anything fun for New Year's, or are you a homebody? I don't like going out and being in a crowd of large people whose sole purpose is to just loiter until an event happens. Like, at least, you know, if I'm on a mission trying to get to the store, trying to get through a store, then I'm unnerved, but I'm okay for the most part. But it's being stuck in the crowd of people just there can sometimes get to me. And don't worry, you get lots of names. Once it was even pronounced as one syllable. Jurr. That had to be interesting. I don't think I'm quite that pronunciation impaired today, but hey, you never know. Alright, which way do we want this to sit? I think I want this to sit this way. I don't have to fun tack this down, but I just find it a little bit easier because then I can hold the paper instead of holding the edges, and I tend to get less paint on me that way. We aren't doing anything for New Year's. New Year's Day, the husband might start taking down decorations outside if the weather cooperates. But that's a pretty big if. Alright. So we're just going to take our liquid white here, drop the paintbrush as I do. It's not an easy art stream if shit's not going everywhere. Sometimes my hand is just like, ew, no, why am I holding this? And it's like dropping it. Like it's the most vile thing ever. Meanwhile, my brain's like, what you doing? We wanted you to hold that. Very much, we wanted you to hold that. I'm not the best at oil painting. I'm not, but we try. We're kind of doing an experiment with it. Everybody kind of liked the oil painted magnets I had done at the art giveaway at the farmer's market, but those were all following Bob Ross tutorials. So we're doing an experiment this time and trying to do it without the tutorials and seeing how it goes. You'll probably spend New Year's in DC if anyone you know is around. You're well past the meetup and get drunk age. I've been slightly buzzed before, but I've never been full on drunk. I just don't care that much about alcohol. That, and I had a family member with a rough past with it, so it's like, no thanks. Alright, I'm just gonna take a little piece of paper towel, and I'm just gonna kind of rub the liquid white around, get any of the extra off that we probably don't need. Okay. So, we're all done with butterfly. That was reference 2. Okay, so this one, I have to find my reference image. Where is my reference image? Oh, it's this one. Okay. Alright, so let me bring up my copy. Alright, we're gonna see how this one's gonna go. No promises. You've only really been drunk once, and that was in your late teens. That was a long time ago. Currently less than a month away from 40. And you never liked being beyond tipsy. So let's see. This is going to be 2025 that we're coming into. I'll be 44 this year. This coming year. Okay, so we need a horizon line on this one. I need a paintbrush is what I need at the moment. No. You all stay put. Stop rolling away. I'm just making sure that that is clean. Alright, so sky. How do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? I don't know. Because we're going to have yellow in here. Alright, we're going to change this image slightly. Slightly. I'm gonna go with a little bit of our... What is this? Is it phthalo blue, ultramarine blue? One of those. Alright, so... Okay. So we're just gonna kind of jump in here. I will clean up the edges later with some acrylic paint if I need to. If I get it a little too bluified here. I don't know how this is gonna work. We're winging it. We're just winging it. We're gonna see. Alright, I'm actually gonna clean that brush. Wiping it off is not gonna be enough. Oh, hey. That froze. It froze on my Kindle. Chat was going, but the image was frozen for some reason. I'm not sure why it did that. It might be a Twitch app thing. Like, are you still here? I'm noticing that more. Okay, so that's pretty dry. Okay. So I'm just gonna kind of try to come back into here. See about blending this out a little bit. We'll see how this goes, but yeah, no, we're not planning on doing anything aside from working on getting Christmas decorations down. And in fact, I don't even know if we'll be awake at midnight. We worked grave shift for so long. For oh so long. Oh so long. It was hard to get back into being awake during normal people awake hours. And it's really hard for us to hold those being awake during normal people hours. We got kind of used to it when we went away in the end of September, beginning of October. However, we were on the road. We had to get up at like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning because my mom takes a bit to get sorted. She can't just get up and go. She's got medication. She's got to eat with said medication, and it takes her a while to get moving. So we got used to being up at that time, and then I was waking up before sunrise while we were away. So a couple mornings I managed to catch sunrise, which I got some pretty decent photos of for someone that doesn't really know how to work a camera. I was using our old cell phone. I haven't posted all of them to Blue Sky yet. I need to. I just haven't had the time. I got quite a couple interesting, dramatic photos of some clouds, accidentally. While being annoyed at people standing there feeding the seagulls, even though there's signs all over the place that tell you not to feed the birds. But, and then security chasing people off of a seawall that was part of a hotel. They're like, guys, you can't be up here. It's not safe for you to be up here. You have to get down. I'm like, I'm standing in the street. I don't know what these fools are doing. I was like down at the end of a dead-end street. as the tide was coming up and splashing against the seawall. I'm just trying to get some photos. I'm not with these people. Alright, so kind of got that. Wait, there's like... It's gonna change this because I'm afraid the orange is gonna be a problem. So let me get some... What is this? I think this is the Alizarin Crimson. It looks about right. And then maybe some of this phthalo. That's really dark. It's a bit darker than I wanted it to be. Grab some white to that. Oh gosh. Okay. Somehow that went gray. We need to bring that more to the red side. Hang on. Trying to get this mixed here. But yeah, we'll see. It's supposed to rain. I think that next weekend. It's supposed to get really, really cold too. So that I'm not too happy about. We have to wait for a day when it's not raining. When did it rain last? Has it been like a full day? 2 days? Yeah. Alright. It's supposed to rain again next weekend. We might have to pull that tree early so it's dry from the cemetery.
Oh yeah.
Alright. I've got like a pile of white that I'm pulling from to mix with, and then I left a pile of white that was clean in case I needed to pull clean white from something. Alright, that's not so bad. I think I want that a little more on the red side though. Oh, that's nice. Got like a dusty rosy lavender. That might work. Just so I can have some kind of barrier between the blue and the orange. I feel like I am never going to get all of this tissue paper cut. I've got 3 more packs to go before I can start working on my tissue paper project. But I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to start that this week or not, because we have some things that we need to do. I don't know when we are doing our grocery shopping and all that. And I don't know that I'll be done this this tissue paper cutting. The remaining packs I have are 96 sheets each. Not a huge deal considering I was cutting packs of 330 in a day. However, these are bigger. Like, the sheets are bigger. Like this is one of the packs. I don't know. We'll have to see how that goes. So I am changing this a little bit from the reference image. And we can do that. We're allowed. No one says we can't. And if they do say you can't, well, then screw them. They don't know what we're seeing. Alright, so I just want to kind of blend this out just a little bit. Alright, we'll see if this is gonna work. So, I kind of have like a darker orange in here. We did have that orange in the last one, right? But I think I might try to mix a fresh orange here. If possible. Don't know if it's gonna quite work, but we'll see. I mean, I do have that other orange right there, but I don't know. I kind of just wanted a fresh guy to pull from here. Now, Bob probably would have started in the yellow bit and then worked his way out, but I like to do things half-ass backwards, so that's what we're doing. Okay, so I'm gonna grab... I don't know. Do I want a little bit of white in there? Is it too soon for white? Maybe just a touch of white. What was that? You didn't feel that?
I just rolled my chair and accidentally kicked my footstool.
Okay, that's what it was. Like, it felt like the wall moved. It's like, what the fuck is happening? Okay. So, let's see here. Alright, we need to kind of figure out... Is that relatively straight? Relatively. Alright, I will have to kind of hold you still, though. Just a bit here. Alright. So hope everybody had a good Christmas if you celebrated, or Hanukkah. I'm not sure if Kwanzaa started yet. It may have. Alright. So I'm gonna work this guy in here. As best as I can. I'm just gonna kind of rough up the edge of these two colors. And then I just kind of want to See if I can get them sort of blended out together. Might work, might not. That's not terrible. I've done worse. Alright, so we will be streaming on Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, excuse me, and New Year's Day. What's today? Okay, so yeah, tomorrow's New Year's Eve. I'm tired, can you tell? Oh, I went to bed pretty much on time last night, but for some reason my brain's just not having it today. And so we will be streaming tomorrow. We'll be working on our Bob Ross magnet with our needle felting. Alright, I'm gonna grab a little bit of the liquid white. That was too much. Like I dipped my brush in a little too far. I just want to lighten this a bit. That's pretty light by comparison. See if I can get a little bit more of that to cooperate here. Alright, gonna clean my brush. So I'll be working on the magnet tomorrow. I will try to get the frame painted and prepped tonight. We'll save the embarrassment of trying to measure and cut it out for stream, because I'm sure that'll be a riot. And me trying to figure out the angles and actually getting them cut right. Alright, I'm just getting a little bit of... I'm trying to get a little bit of yellow that I don't have contaminated. Okay, let's see, that might work. Alright, we'll try it. Okay. And then New Year's Day, we will also be streaming because we're not making a fancy meal or nothing. So, wow, that ain't doing anything. No, no, that's not. That's just blending on in, or the color's not coming off. I don't know which. I think I'm just pulling the color off, actually. That's fascinating. Do we just not have enough liquid white in there? Or do I just need to make like a darker reddish orange? I could come back in with the red. Like, that is something we could do. Oh no, it's just not really showing up, that's all. Because I can kind of see it coming off the brush now, but it's pretty much just kind of blended in there. And that's fine. Alright. I would really like some of this yellow that I don't have fully contaminated here. That would be super great. Get a little bit of white in that guy. Alright, I'm gonna grab a little bit of paint thinner because he needs to be thinner for this to happen. Okay. See if we can get some of that kind of laid in there. Probably won't be super perfect. That was a tractor trailer going by. I don't know if the microphone picked it up. Made quite a loud thud. Oh, fuzz. Where is the fuzz coming from? Like, it shouldn't be there. I didn't think I did anything to make the fuzz show up unless it's just falling out of the air. Very possible. Alright, I'm gonna clean that up. And I'm gonna get a little bit of paint thinner into our super, super, super light yellow that we made. And I don't know if this is gonna... Oh, kind of showing up. Like, I didn't really want that to be like super take over the sky. Okay. I mean, it's not going to be as dramatic as the one that's already up. That's fine. Wasn't really what I was going for anyway. Alright. I'm going to take some Prussian blue. Time is it anyway? Okay. So I've got no idea what time it is. I only prepared to do 2 of these guys, so... Alright. I use this as my water. Now, I know Bob likes to come in from the edges and leaves that little gap in the middle. But we don't really have that here. So I think I'm going to do it my own way. Or I'm going to try to do it my own way. So these are the same wood circles we were working on last week. They are 4 inches in diameter. So they're a little bit small. They can be a little tricky to work with. Bob's usually working on these gigantic 18 by 20, 18 by 24 canvases. So that's why he uses the brushes that are so big, because he's got so much real estate to work with. Here we don't have quite so much. But you know what? We're giving it a try. Alright, I'm gonna grab my little blendy guy here. And at least see what we can do here. What the heck is that? Ah, that was a fuzz. I'm like, why does it look like a perfect circle in the paint there? So this is a makeup brush. Some of these brushes are pretty handy for painting with. I'm just gonna rinse that guy out as good as I can. I'm gonna try to squeeze it against the side of the paint thinner bucket, because these brushes, man, they can be very, very thirsty. So I just want to make sure that we are good and dry. Oh, oh, I thought that was ripped already. I'm like trying to grab a piece of it. Like, why isn't this paper towel letting go here? So it was still attached. See? I'm just dropping shit left, right, and center today. Alright. Just trying to make sure this guy is dry. Now that is no longer a makeup brush. That is 100% a painting brush now. Okay. Let me come back to the same little guy. So there's kind of like, there's a little bit of a lightness here. So I think I'm gonna take a little bit of the liquid white. And I'm gonna take a little bit of our Prussian. And I'm just gonna see about mixing those two together. Maybe just a touch of titanium. It wasn't quite white enough for what I'm looking for. Is that gonna do it? Kinda. Like, it wasn't quite a full-on, like, white sheen. I just needed a little bit of a lighter spot here. I'm gonna rinse that. Can't really see that much of a difference between the two. I don't want a huge difference between them. I'm just kind of focusing on the water at the moment. There's a, I don't know if that's fog or if it's water. It might just be the way the water looks in the very back. I can't really tell very well why that looks the way it does. So I'm not sure what exactly I want to do with that. I'm gonna rinse that. Hey now. Might be some devil left in that brush. Splashing everywhere. Alright. I'm just gonna try to blend that a little bit. Dry brush. Okay. Rinse that again. Okay. Now, I kind of think I might make this dark lavender color that I originally made, and I was like, oh no, that's too dark. So, blue, Prussian blue. Crimson lizard. Okay. Now, I don't really want to lighten that too much. So, gonna hit that with a little bit of paint thinner. And I'm just gonna try to see I can get some darker cloud-like shapes kind of hanging out on the horizon here. I might be ruining it. We will see. How that ends up looking when we are all the way across here. And if it just ends up looking like a ridge of mountains, then whatever. We definitely gave it a valid try. Now the real question is, do I put the slightly darker clouds kind of in here and closer to the front? We might be done early today. Maybe. That's okay though. Give me a chance to get prep done for tomorrow. Can't really see too much what's happening beyond this tree because we've got some silhouette stuff that we need to work on getting in there. Okay, so let me write some of that. And we'll wipe that brush down. Hey, look you. Alright, I don't know if this is really the brush that I want. We'll see. Alright, so I'm gonna grab some of the black. Just kind of pull that out here. Because we got some other colors mixed into our black from the last one. So I'm gonna pull some of that black to the side here. Just working in some paint thinner. We could Alright, so I'm gonna mix just a little bit of Van Dyke Brown into our black here. Just to give it a little more something, I don't know. They're both dark colors. Now, let's see if I have this thinned down enough. I may not. So we've got a little guy. We're gonna lose some of our thing here. So this guy kinda gonna come out this way. Needs another drop of paint thinner. Sorry, I was checking on the dog. Alright, so oh, dang it. Black and yellow. Make a little bit of a green shade. So, this guy is gonna turn slightly green on us. Though, I don't necessarily hate that. But it should be a little bit more silhouetted. Just a bit. Alright, I'm just gonna kind of bounce this brush with our black mixture in there. Actually, let me clean this brush real quick. I'm gonna pick up a little bit more fresh paint. And I'm just kind of bouncing that up and down in there. Just kind of give me a little bit more texture. Just a little bit. Maybe try to give the impression of some tree action happening there. Because it's not smooth in the photo. So it's definitely something going on there, whether it's trees or rocks. Something's happening. Okay, I'm gonna rinse that so we can start with a clean guy again. All right. Pick up more of our black-brown mixture here. Okay, so there's a bit of a hill here. All right. So I'm gonna try to work this in. We'll see how that goes. It's probably gonna end with a very gray looking black, or with me definitely adding some more paint thinner to our black-brown mixture after mixing up some more of it. So, I mean, the paint is being left behind, but it is blending more than I wanted it to, but it's going to because it's oil. I'm wiping off my brush before diving back in. So at least that way I'm getting some clean color in here. And honestly, that's really not so bad. Okay, I'm gonna wipe that off. I'm gonna come back in with a little bit more of the Van Dyke brown. Into our black mixture here. Now I could probably add a little bit more of the Prussian blue to that. But I think we're probably pretty good there. So I'm just gonna kind of give this guy the same sort of treatment here. He needs a little bit more paint thinner though. Let me clean that a little bit better. Got all kinds of gunk in there. All right. And I'm just gonna kind of tap the rest of this just to change up the texture on there, because it is kind of like overgrown with plant life and stuff sticking up there. So I am just going to bring that texture all the way down. Okay. And I am wiping that off in between brush grabs of paint here. At least we're trying to. Now, I'm not gonna add the people in on mine. That's just a level of beyond me at the moment. I mean, I could if I was working a little bit bigger, but due to this size, it's going to be really hard for me to get them worked into there. Because if I try to put them in on this, it's going to look like a weird blobby rock or something. And just because something's in your reference photo doesn't mean you have to put it in. Well, the grass is that tall there now. Okay, we do have this big ash tree. I don't know, is that gonna ruin it if I put the big ash tree in? Is it gonna ruin it to not have the big ash tree? Let me change brushes. Is that the brush I want? I kind of feel like it's not the brush I want. I thought there was a longer. There is. Okay, this is the brush I want. Okay, this goes like all the way up. Deep breath. It sounds silly, but it's actually scary to put something like that in after having worked so hard on it. And it's like, oh god, what if I'm just about to ruin this? But it's part of the playing around and experimentation process, I suppose. That should really be a little bit darker. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it as dark as I really want it to be, but probably about the only thing that would do that at this point would be to palette knife that tree in, and I don't want to do that. Okay, we need to get some branches on this guy, so oh, these clouds kind of look like branches sticking out of it too. But we'll see how things go here. Tell you, Zuzu was in rare form this morning. He was being all sorts of sassy pants as I was trying to wake up. Whichever one of us looks like they aren't moving the fastest, he will start sassing to no end. And it's hard to describe it, but he is like a sassy toddler or something. I don't know. He's just yelling at me the whole time I'm trying to get dressed so we could take him on his morning outing. And then when I was ready to go and the husband wasn't quite ready, then he moved over to the husband and started sassing him, getting all at his feet and borking at him like, let's go already. And you just, it's hard to describe, but you can just tell he's telling you off by his stance and the tone of the bark and the half side eye he's giving you. Like, you can just tell. It's hard to describe it to non-dog people. But he has so much attitude first thing in the morning. I'm like, look here, old man. You keep sassing me. And we're not gonna be going anywhere. Which, let's face it, that's not entirely true, and he knows it. Because he will continue to sass us for hours on end if he doesn't get to go. God forbid one of us has like an appointment or my mom has an appointment or something and it's right around morning outing time and there's no time to do morning outing. Oh no. There is just no appeasing him at that point. My attempt at leaves really isn't working here. Probably because of the cloud situation there. Or maybe it's the brush I'm using. Could be the brush I'm using. More than likely. Yeah, we tried. Oh, we're gonna be done like super early today. I don't know that I want to put the other tree in though. Maybe we just make him super short. So that way he has a friend, so Bob won't be completely mad at us, right? You can just feel Bob like he needs a friend. You better put the friend in. All right. I think I'm gonna use a different brush to do the tree leaves on this one. So I'm just gonna kind of bring that texture back. I know everything's kind of silhouetted here, but just to kind of push those back a little bit further. It's a little bit harder to see on the camera, I think, what I just did, but let's try this guy. Don't know if it's really gonna work or not, but see what we can come up with here. So technically, this guy's kind of in front of that one. That's not so bad. Not quite the same as the picture, but it's not terrible. It does mean we have finished very, very early today, though. I don't really have time to do another one, and I don't really have another reference photo. So I think we will probably wrap it up here. Let's see, what color do we want to sign this guy with? Probably use this color here. Alright, so there's that one. So, I mean, that didn't come out too bad, all things considered. Oh, hold on. I'll get my fun tack off of here. I mean, worst comes to worst, I can pry the fun tack off when it's dry enough to really handle. But, not too bad. So we got that guy done today, and we got our poor experimental butterfly. In my head, I was like, yeah, we can do this. In reality, no, it didn't quite come out. But, you know, we tried. Between the two, I think I like that one more than that one. But they can't all be winners. Right? I mean, the pelican was passable last week. And the birdhouse didn't come out half bad. So I guess those two were winners. So, what? 1 out of 3 of failure? Not terrible. But, you know, this one's growing more on me. As I'm sitting here looking at it, just getting my fun tack put away. So yeah, tomorrow we will be back with needle felting, and we'll see if we can finish up that first demo magnet. I don't know if we will, but I don't think we have that much further to go on it. I just didn't have enough time to finish it yesterday on stream. We might start a little early tomorrow, although every time I say that, it's like a kiss of death and something happens and we don't end up starting early. But I don't foresee any reason why we wouldn't be. So we'll see. We might start a little bit early tomorrow. Migraine permitting, of course. Have to stick that in there. You never know. If for some reason I have to cancel, I will try to post on Blue Sky if a live stream gets canceled, so make sure you're following over there. Thank you guys for popping in and saying hi today and checking things out. I do appreciate it greatly. If I don't see anybody tomorrow, have a good New Year's Eve. I keep trying to say Christmas Eve. Have a good New Year's Eve if I don't see you. I'm sure I will be cutting tissue paper or something tomorrow night. And I hope to see everybody tomorrow for needle felting, or if not, then maybe for Planet Zoo on Wednesday. In the meantime, don't forget to follow the socially links down below. They will take you to the Ko-fi, the Instagram, the Blue Sky, and the YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and follow on the YouTube channel, because soon, well, maybe within the next month, I'll say, I should have some video of the tissue paper project starting. I hope, fingers crossed, because I still have to edit it too, so that's why I'm like backpedaling. I'm like, well, wait a minute, it might be maybe like a month. If I get that started this weekend. I don't know if that's gonna happen. That's gonna have to be a record only thing though, because I don't have a mic in the room I'm gonna have to do it in, so, and I really don't want to be shuttling my microphone around left, right, and center, so it's not easy to unhook it from where it is and be moving it around. So, and that way I can, listen to music and just do my thing. So I will see everybody tomorrow for needle felting. You guys have a lovely afternoon and have a good New Year.